Welcome. Good evening and welcome to yet another exciting episode of The Debater on MTV Sports.
The topic that will be battled here today is Proposition Sri Lanka is ready for a possible tsunami. Opposing Sri Lanka is not ready for a possible tsunami.
Proposing this topic we have St. John's College, Jaffna. Representing St. John's this evening we have Sam Abhishek. We also have A. Krishanthan. We have Brian Bennett. And lastly, we have Babu Geneva.
Our opposition for today is Sahira College, Matalik. And representing our opposition, we have M. Sharif, Ilham Sadiq, Mushfiq Muzammil and Ayash Ana.
Before we move on any further, it's time for us to introduce our expert panel of judges. Our first judge this evening received an Eisenhower Fellowship in the year 2011. He's an economist who received a PhD from the University of Missouri. Currently, he's a member of Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Dr. Harsha De Silva.
We also have with us Ms. Talia Pires, an attorney at law specializing in criminal and fundamental rights. He was also the former member of the Attorney General's Department, having received his master's from the University of London.
Our third judge this evening is a journalist by profession. She received her master's degree from the renowned Columbia School of Journalism. Ladies and gentlemen, she is currently the director of the Sri Lanka College of Journalism. Please put your hands together for Ms. Anuradha Hera. Let's begin the proceedings for the day. Round 1. The opening statements consist of 4 speeches, out of which the first will be given by the proposition, followed by the opposition.
The most learned educators, my co-debaters, friends in the opposing team, and the viewers, a very fine good afternoon to you on this nice fine day. I am standing here in front of you to put forward my point of views, supporting my colleagues, which has taken that Sri Lanka is prepared for a possible tsunami. Well, Sri Lanka is possible for another tsunami because it has wonderful emergency preparedness, setup and proper disaster management system. In 2004, tsunami was new to all the countries. This was why all the countries affected by tsunami had to lose their lives and properties in large scale. At present, Sri Lanka has also set up proper early warning system to prevent our people from tsunami. Our country will exercise locally the lesson learned globally. Sri Lanka has faced it and is facing many challenges, competitive world and the ever-changing environment than tsunami. Facing tsunami for a country like Sri Lanka is not a big problem. For example, there was tsunami warning given on 11th April 2012. Sri Lanka had methodically and safely evacuated people towards the buffer zone. When Sri Lanka detected the tsunami warning, it started to act promptly. The media played a vital role during the time they had seen telecasting news in 3 languages, so people were well aware of it. Once again, I strongly tell you that Sri Lanka shall prepare for a possible tsunami, and it will be reinforced by the next colleagues. Thank you.
A good day for all of you. Thank you, my friend, for enlightening us about the tsunami. But let me tell you, we got more for all of us. Firstly, let me say prevention is better than cure. So in relevance to our topic, it is better to be prepared for a tsunami. Now let me say, it took me 4 hours to reach here from Matale. But a tsunami starting from the Sundra region could come to Sri Lanka in less than 2 hours. Tsunami, a Japanese word that means the harbor wave. It occurs due to the earthquakes and high energy release onto the sea waves. The tsunami waves can travel more than 500 miles per hour. Believe it, my dear friend, it can compete with a jet airplane with traveling that quick. Tsunami is such a dangerous disaster as it could easily loot millions of human lives. The tsunami on 2004 is the best example, as it was able to demolish about 123,000 human lives of about 11 countries. Sri Lanka is one of the countries too. We know that there have been a few tsunami threats since the 2004 tragedy, but luckily none of them ended up in being the destructive tsunami. But believe it, my dear friend, luck doesn't go always the way we want, because Sri Lanka hasn't prepared enough to face the tsunami. Sri Lanka is an island which is exposed to the sea. There aren't enough barriers to break down the tsunami wave. So can you please tell me, my friend, what have the responsible officials have done to be prepared for another tsunami, which is not too far away from us? What are the steps taken by them to face the tsunami and minimize the destruction? Could you please provide me some evidences, my friend, as I am eager in knowing what are we prepared to face the mother tsunami?
Respected judges, opposing debaters, viewers and my dear fellow debaters, a very good afternoon to you all. When I opened my email, I saw the topic and the instructions set by the production team of the debater. It was, is Sri Lanka prepared for the possible tsunami? Immediately after reading it, I asked about this to an uncle of mine who is expert in disaster management and working for UN in Colombo. The answer he said was, yes, we are all well prepared to face another tsunami. And the example he showed me was what happened in Sri Lanka on 11th April. As we all know that Sri Lanka was prepared to face a tsunami on that day, all the coastal areas which are expected to be hit by the waves have been alerted in the suitable time, and the people got evacuated and sent to evacuation centers. Government of Sri Lanka, with the help of government and non-governmental organizations, made many precautions to prevent damages both properties and to lives. It is all because to stop the thing which have happened in 2004, the total death of approximately 35,000. We have to consider what the director of DMC Colombo said, that the precautions to prevent heavy losses were successfully made, and more than 1,500 families from coastal communities from Puttalam to Jaffna have been evacuated due to the warning issued by the Indian Tsunami Observation Center and the DMC of Observation Center of Sri Lanka. So it shows that Sri Lanka have improved to save another tsunami successfully. Thank you for listening and giving me a golden opportunity to speak in front of you. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear comrade. Yes, maybe we have done a few things to reduce the damage of a tsunami, but we have done is definitely not enough. Are the measures that we have taken enough to reduce the damage of a tsunami equal to that of 2004? When we talk about a tsunami, about waves 40 feet high, because Sri Lanka will be affected by tsunami by long distance, as my friend said, is Sunda Strait. The harbors are mostly affected by the tsunami, and the economical centers will be mostly affected. Sri Lanka is well known for tourism from old ages. That's why Arabians call this Serendip and Tambapani and lot of names. But by this danger, natural disaster, tourism is destroyed completely. The tsunami zone is from Jaffna to Kalutara, and Hambantota ground, which is mostly popular for its cricket ground, will be affected if another tsunami struck. And millions of people are affected by tsunami, as my learned friend said. About 1,21,000 are affected. Then the government said that between 100 meters from seashore, nobody must leave. But still, many of us are living between the 100 meters from the coastal areas. Therefore, we must take a strict decision to make them away from the coastal areas.
Will the two teams present more facts to bring about more stability to the arguments that they have presented? Let's wait and find out. Until then, it's a quick break.
Welcome back. Both the proposition and the opposition have presented their opening statements. These will form the basis and the foundation of their future arguments. But now we're ready to present an opportunity to both the teams to ask certain doubts, certain questions that they have for their opponents. This will be the face-off round where each team will be allocated a time period of 3 minutes for their speeches and 1 minute for the points of information. Opposition, proposition, the floor is ready.
Honorable judges and my co-debaters and my opponents and my friends, very good afternoon to you all. For my arguments correct, first my supports that in less than 2 hours after the tsunami alert was alerted, more than 1 million people were successfully evacuated from the coastal region. So it is the one quite enough to prove that my argument really correct by considering it between the past. The another proof is the statement by the Sri Lankan Disaster Management Center that said about people were all prepared on how to evacuate and everyone know what to do and what route to take. And yeah.
Like your first speaker told, second speaker, he told us that 1,500 families were evacuated in the coastal region. But you're telling that 1 million people were evacuated. Can I know which one is true? Because 1,500 million families, so it can't be more than 20 in a family, I guess. Yeah, so can you answer this question?
Yeah, I said that it's all around the Sri Lanka, but I think he will maintain that it's only in Jaffna.
I see.
Yes, thank you. As a good announcement, within 2 hours from Puttalam district to Jaffna town, there are several families have evacuated from the places. As a good announcement, this was happened. And nationwide, alerts were sent out on radio, television and mobile phone networks, while the police and the armed services were mobilized to communicate the warning to villages.
Space.
Yeah.
But I'm also using a mobile phone, but I did not get any message. Can you clarify on this?
Can I know what network you have installed?
Both. But what I got to know is that there was a network jam because due to the tsunami, so and they couldn't inform this properly, and communication malfunctioned.
Yeah, it's a pre-information only. After tsunami, it can't be taken place. As a result of the frequency changes only, the network can inform you the message before.
Simply the alert at the time of tsunami wasn't given. I mean, the alert wasn't given to mobile providers.
At the time, how can it possible to you? Before some time?
I meant the alert.
Alert is some time ago.
Carry on.
Thank you. And as apart from the manual settings, the tsunami warning towers along the coast were activated. I think that you all have a good experience on tsunami towers. I think it's 75 towers will be in Sri Lanka. And as an impact of 2004 tsunami, the people had participated in awareness programs. It's true. And 2004, no one really know what a tsunami really was. But now everyone knows what a word tsunami really is. It's a main thing you all have to be noted. The next, let's say last but not least, I would like to prove my argument quite enough to correct by, say, a report. Seven countries such as Sri Lanka, India, Indonesia, Thailand have invested heavily in improving disaster response capacity and early warning. Thank you very much.